Hey, it's been a while, but welcome back to the Rock Fantasy Files on the Rock Fantasy YouTube channel. I haven't done this probably since I think Danny was just saying since June or something like that. I've just been caught up busy in real life, booking bands at the Quinspins Club in town, working the store. But I got this email from Massacre from Dustin Hardman representing Massacre Records and said, should we interview Aggession? I'm like, of course, we're going to interview Denny, talk about his new album today. Of course, Denny, I didn't want to let him know, so it'd be a surprise. But of course, they told him he was going to talk to Steve Keeler. And I brought along Count Ralphus from the channel, and of course, a regular on Hudson Valley Squares on Pete Pardo's channel. And I got Mr. Steve Levin here.
Oh
And
yeah, Mechanical Menace.
Here he
yeah,
is.
maybe Ed Farsley might pop his head in. We're hanging out with him. But anyhow, so welcome back to the channel. And as we sit down with, of course, Denny Barthe, who I said of Canadian thrash metal veterans, Aggession, who are set to release their sixth studio album, Frozen Aggressors, on December 1st via Massacre Records. And he has a copy right there. Look at it's cold. Is it cold up there in Canada? Is it frozen today?
Actually, no, it's not too bad. Like I'm in BC, it doesn't count. It's like the Canadian California.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true, true.
Bunch
Yeah.
of flip-flop pot smoking dudes. Like, yeah.
So
it's not
as we go on to this album, what's the current band lineup on this?
well, it's been steady. It's the same lineup since for the last like I think 3 or 4 years. You got myself on trying to sing. And
Yeah.
guitar. You have like the whiz kid Kyle Hagan on bass. He also does some lead vocal duty. Great bass player from the Vancouver area. You got Dave Watson. Dave's been in the band now for 10 years, and you can tell he looks like he aged like 50 years in those 10 years.
Really? So it's like
Yeah.
being the president or something? Being in your band?
Being an aggression is occupational hazard, trust me. And then we have my son-in-law drummer. I always say it because it makes it embarrass him that he's with my daughter. But yeah, my drummer Ryan Idris, who also plays drums for Eaton. He's been with me also for roughly 10 years. He left for a while to concentrate on his personal band like X-Pain, but he's back. So yeah, we've been releasing. Actually, we in the last 3 years we did one EP and two full length records. So we're going hard. Yeah.
So let's hear a little bit about the new record. Do you want to tell us about where you recorded it? Maybe go over a few of the tracks and something like that.
Well, Aggession, we try to keep it real. Like the recording technique. Everything we do is always as basic as possible. Try to capture that vibe from the heydays of thrash. So it was done in a garage behind a house that's filled with posters similar to what you have behind you, Stephen. And yeah, we have this engineer is great guy. His name is Dan Yakimau. You worked with other like local thrash band like Terrifier and some upcoming bands that are doing well in the area. But yeah, he was recommended by our drummer Ryan and did a fantastic job capturing what we were trying to accomplish on this record. Crisper delivery, I guess, clearer. Lots of drums, clear guitars, and we really tried to get a different sound than From Hell with Hate. We didn't want to do the same record twice in a row, so there's a variety of sound in there, even style. We have a slower song that's more similar to Final Massacre from the Full Treatment album that's called Holidays in Sodom. But yeah, like it's the record was all done here in the Vancouver area, and Dan Yakimau produced it with us.
Cool. I see you have you recorded a couple of videos. I checked them out last night with my wife. We watched the Circus of Deception, which is like a concept, maybe live video. You got some live footage, and you did the song 666, which has a lot of artwork. And you want to tell us a little bit about those videos?
Yeah, for Circus of Deception, we use a professional crew from here in Vancouver. Like Vancouver is known as Hollywood North. So when it comes to try to get producers, cameramen, it's actually difficult. There's a plenty of them, but they're all very busy. Believe it or not, like most of the people working with us also do like Hallmark movies for Netflix.
There you
Uh,
go.
so they go from like they go from like shooting very cute people to go and shooting very ugly people when working with us. But yeah, it was done with a crew here, like for Circus of Deception. We wanted to have something like quality footage with quality equipment. So that's what we tried to achieve. We had a concept a little bit for the video with an actor and things like that. It was like 30 people on set, which was completely unusual for us. Usually, it's like my kids with their iPhone, like doing like footage. So it was nice to work with a professional crew. And for a song 666, we had like actually another team all lined up to film us. But they all caught COVID and got really sick.
Oh,
So it was almost impossible to replace the crew in such a short notice. So one of our friend, Rob Legner, who does like a lot of like videos and like images and things like that, decided to do something for us. So thank you, Rob. But yeah, like we were able to get something out, just something visual to be able to represent song 666, lyrics and concept all by Kyle, our bass player. He was really taken aside by all the like side wars going on in the world. And it all seems always to shift focus for where we should focus. Everything looks like distractions to what the real problem is.
mm-hmm.
So like, it's kind of like a now you see it, now you don't kind of concept where um so much shit going on everywhere, and we're living through it. And so that's what that song was representing, that the beast is among us every day.
Mm-hmm.
And we love
Mm-hmm.
it.
Sometimes I guess. Oh, we have a Mr. He goes by the nickname Satan over in the corner here, Mr. Levin. And we got Ralphus. I brought him to the show, so maybe they've got a couple questions for you too. So why don't we kick it off with Mr. Levin, also known as sometimes Satan in the Hudson Valley area.
And I'm fine with that because I'm always on Team Satan. We had this conversation the other day, and we were talking to Brad Mader and his wife, and we were talking about the episode that we did with Slayer, Show No Mercy and Kill 'Em All.
Mhm.
And I said how shocked I was that John from Incantation picked Metallica over Slayer. I'm like, it's always Team Satan. Satan. It doesn't matter what the case is. So, but funny
But
stuff.
you like the Rangers instead of the New Jersey Devils, so you are in the wrong.
Myself, but overall, I like hockey more than any team. So
Yeah,
I can watch any hockey game. But so Denny, can you give us an update? As do we have any idea when you might be able to get to the States at this point?
Well, I should be able to get into the United States. It's been quite a journey since we were supposed to go and play at the Carolina Chainsaw Massacre Fest. Um, I don't know what's happening with the U.S. government and employees, but like there's like delays that we've never experienced before. Any paperwork like for you have to like apply way in advance, um, and sometimes we don't always know in a timely fashion what shows we're going to play and things like that.
Yeah.
So we're with our What do you call her, Stephen? Like manager of the stars, Robin Mason.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Our manager, she's working hard with our booking agency, Continental, to try to find the right fit for us to get into the United States, and probably in the spring. We just went on tour across the Rockies and snowstorms and shit like that. So we're kind of like trapped in our area when it comes to touring in the winter. We
Mhm.
usually head south, but we don't go east. But yeah, like we're pretty much, we would really like to come and play at Quinn's Pins
Yeah,
with
it'd be great.
visiting you guys. We have a couple show offers in the New York area, Buffalo. We have another like so.
Mhm.
Regardless of what our touring plan is, what we're gonna do is probably on off dates or whatever happens, we'll come and visit you guys.
Cool.
I you know, since we starting the Rock Fantasy File channel like 2 years ago, I always want to come anyway. Like myself personally, regardless of aggression on tour or not.
Mhm.
I'm from Montreal. I spent a lot of time like in the area, so I know it really well, and I know how nice it is in like spring and summer
Yeah,
with
yeah.
barbecue parties, and you guys know how to throw it pretty good. So I
Oh yeah.
definitely come and partake. So, but yeah, well, that's what that plan is. But it's difficult out there, right? Touring costs.
No.
We
Yeah.
just came back. We just came back from touring and playing back east and all that, and you know, like lots of like fees that used to be like, you know, just carrying a guitar on a plane back and forth is $200 per guitar, right?
Eesh.
No, Dave traveled with 7 of them, so
Wow.
so you can tell how quickly like fees come. Like I only have 1. Why does he need 7?
I was gonna say 2. You need 2 guitars. You're good to go. Rock and roll.
It looked like
yeah, like
from the email I got, you know, talking about your band for setting up the interview, you have a little tour planned through Canada next
well,
year.
we already played back east, and we
Oh, you
went
did
to
that. Okay.
yeah, we just got back like last weekend. The band, all 3 guys except me, are completely sick. They're like so sick. Like
No.
we're playing with Dark Angel in a couple weeks
Mhm.
here in Vancouver, which of course we're like looking so much forward to.
Mm.
But like we can't even rehearse right now for the show. The guys can't even lift their head from their pillow.
Oh
They're so
no.
but I'm fine. So like, what's with the young kids? Like they can't go on tour for like a week and then come back home and be okay. Like I don't know, man.
They don't make them like they used to, bro. That's the problem, you know.
Yeah, but just do the Stephen Levin free remedy. Just drink a bottle of tequila and wake up the day after, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Tequila, coffee, and after that tequila, I always like a nice steak meal myself. That gets me back to like where I should be. And next morning, I wake up rock and roll. Let's have some more tequila, you know. That's
I've
why.
I've
That's
seen the Satan come out of you. I've seen the Satan
oh
come out
yeah,
of you.
oh yeah. You know him, man. Definitely. So, on another point, do you want to give your daughter some credit for all the artwork she does for you guys?
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. Yeah, my eldest pride and joy, Madison Savoy did some of the artwork on the album, as well as my ex-girlfriend Stephanie, very talented artist from up here. She sings, she draws, she does everything. So with a combination of like the 2 ladies, like artwork. Art talent and my ability to put things together. The 3 of us kind of work on the concept. Like we strategically wanted to use the title like Frozen Aggressors because that's what we are. And we wanted to have like a cover that represented the vibe and all that. So by talking with Madison and Stephanie, you know, we were able to get something that's like cool to look at, and yeah, really proud of the final product. It looks it captures exactly what we wanted to have on the cover, so we're very happy with it.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great. And plus, when you keep things in the family, you know it's going to get done properly. You know,
Well, yeah, if with my daughters, yes. If I would involve my boys into everything, I don't know if anything would get done. They just want to play hockey and cross-check people in the head. That's all they want to do. But yeah, thank God, like my daughters, like you know, they have like a lot of talent to do all that stuff. You know, and so far, like my girls, you know, they did video for Aggression, they did artwork, they sang on records. I you know, it's just I always believe that with kids and children, like if you can capture a moment in time and do something that's always gonna last, like why not? Like of course you can always do a photo and things like that, but if you can involve them into anything that you do, you know, like that is like bring them to see Kiss with me or anything that could give an experience similar to what we all of us experienced when we were kids.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's what it's all about. So
yeah, absolutely. I just for my daughter's 30th birthday, we just went to go see Waking the Cadaver and Nuclear Remains, and it
Wow.
was a war zone. But that's the kind of stuff my family does. So, you know, I guess that's not for everybody, but for us that works great, you know. And it's like you said, it's about making those memories, you know. And there's great footage of me getting bonked on the head if anybody cares to see it on my Facebook
I'll
page.
have to look for that. Yes.
Oh, it's good. It got shared on Waking the Cadaver's page. It's
Boom.
like, oh, it's a good one, man. Guy comes right over the crowd like Superman. Boink. You don't really see him hit me, but my phone goes flying. So,
Oh boy.
but yeah, good stuff though, man.
So
God be-
Denny, did you just see Kiss on this final wrap-up tour with the kids?
I had the 4 tickets to go see them in Seattle. And then the airline changed our flights like earlier that night. So I sent my daughter, they all dressed as Paul Stanley and just went and watch it on my behalf. But I the end of the road tour already came like 3 times through Vancouver.
Yeah.
So I already seen it twice.
Yeah.
And you know, like I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but like when you saw Kiss in '77, and like I mean, it's still cool to go when you go because you're a fan and it represents so much more than just the music and what they are. It's like they change your lives, right? So
Right, absolutely.
so you go and you do that. But yeah, we were when they were playing out here, I was on a flight to go back to Montreal, so I couldn't do but anyway, my kids went on my behalf. But I saw that tour like 2 years ago or
so.
something.
So did I. I saw it at the Garden, and I saw it in Allentown, PA, just before the pandemic. It was like one of the last shows I got to do that year. So and they wrap up the whole thing. That's a big deal here next weekend in New York City. And I was just reading a bunch of stuff how New York City taxi cabs are going to be Kiss wrapped. There's going to be all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the city, pop-up stores, MTA cards, Kiss collectible MTA to ride the subway. You're going to get a Kiss card. So I don't think I'm going. I have some friends are because I saw the tour twice and the tickets are way above my budget. But we're here to talk about you. But I know we're talking about rock and roll in general because you don't just you support all the bands. You just
that's see like my good friend King.
Yeah. And I follow you on Facebook and you've been at all kinds of shows this year. I saw you just hanging out with you just got to hang out with John McAtee, right?
Yes. Well, I went to see Incantation in Seattle earlier this year with Kotor.
Yeah.
And you know, I was trying to hook up with John and like I don't know, he wasn't available and I could not like you know, wait for him to be available because we had to drive back from Seattle to Canada. So he was so pissed off that I didn't wait to like talk to him. So this time I made sure that we spent some time together. And like Incantation is like, I don't know, like they over the last 5 years, even over the last 5 years, they have improved year over year in the quality of like the way that they play it's not only like death metal anymore. It's kind of a mood that they're creating on stage, the way that they play their songs and completely like into it. Like
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's not because I know the guy. Like there's a lot of guys I know that have bands that I don't like, but like I just love Incantation.
Yeah.
New album's great. Live, they're like they killing
That
it.
was the tour with Suffocation you just saw, right?
Yeah, well, it was a festival, right? So even the
Oh.
package stopped. So like the Cataclysm played after Suffocation at that show.
Mm.
And there was a bunch of really obscure Quebec band playing there, not but DBC played, not as
Oh,
obscure.
wow. Yeah.
DBC played, Blasting All Rotten Fuckers. Barthe played as well. Good friends of mine. Martyr with Dan from Voivod played, and that not my style of like death metal, man. It's so complex. You need a spreadsheet and a calculator to know what's going on. But like, you know what? From a quality of music and performance, like Martyr was like freaking amazing. Like honestly,
Awesome.
so good.
So
Yeah, lots of good. See lots
cool.
of good friends back in Quebec, and a
Mm-hmm.
good reminder of why I left. Like once the snow started, and like I was like, okay, time to go back to BC. And back to put my flip flops and shorts.
So Ralph, we didn't bring you on here just to look at us. So let's get a couple questions from you. We're making you wait forever. That's what you're.
So back in the 80s, before we had the internet, it was hard to find out about like these underground bands. They weren't really featured in many magazines, except for the real underground fanzines. But compilations were really important back then. And I remember getting this one, Speed Metal Hell Part 1. And this was really great, turned me on to a lot of great bands. But then, right when I seen this one, Speed Metal Hell Part 2 come out, I had to get this right away. Can't get it on the camera, but this would be better on here. But I got it on, I even bought this one on vinyl.
Yeah.
And this was such a great album. I got turned on to so many bands. But there's this one, Aggession.
I see it, yeah.
So I was just wondering how important it was to land on this compilation, because it seemed like a really popular one at the time, and I was just wondering how important of an impact it was for you guys.
Well, it was huge, like and thank you, New Renaissance Records, for putting that out. Like it was kind of like the mini version of the Metal Massacre, where we all discovered so many bands, and same as you, like when I got Speed Metal Hell 2, that's when I discovered At War. And then I became a fan, and some of the bands on that record, like even like Flossom and Jetsam, yes, it was very important. It did open a lot of doors for us at the time. It kind of took us of our local status and brought us more on a national, international stage. And we still, that Metal Slaughter song, like I wrote that in my bedroom when I was 14, 15 years old. And we still played it last week. It's in one of our favorite songs. Like there's nothing to that song, right? 3 verses, 3 choruses, just singing, and just a bunch of kids. Like let's be metal and all that. So I miss that time. I miss having the that innocence about it all. Like right now, like it's still difficult to get out there and promote your name. You try to understand social media and all their filters and bots and what they're blocking and not blocking and letting people see and things like that. So, but it's still the same. It's still like let the music do the talking. Like for me, like yesterday or 2 days ago, I listened to the new C.H.U.D, and right away, like I text my buddy, hey, check out this album, and then text another one, hey, so still word of mouth, like, hey, I really enjoyed the new Dying Fetus, so I'll do whatever I can to promote it, because that's what I used to do when I was a kid. hey, I got this new band, Saxon, like, and then I would go to my friends out with the record and play it there, and walk to my other friends and play it there. And it was natural. We like, there was no benefit to us in promoting that music. We just wanted to share something that was great and to try to get more people to like what we like, right? So like those compilation were, I use, you know, I had them all because for me it was like one spot you can discover so many bands into one product, right? And they still do some today. Like we were on one with the metal box with a bunch of our Canadian friend like Exciter, Anvil, Razor, and all that. And I still enjoy. You know, the crave to get the new music is still present for me. Like I'm every week I try to look at my friends' posts on new music, and then I'll go and listen. Or when we were doing Rock Fantasy Files, you know, like somebody would mention a band, and then I like, okay, let's go check it out. I would take notes, and then all right, you know, this guy likes this, let's go check it out. Mr. Pardo says to go check this band that sounds like Uriah Heep. Let's go and listen to it,
Yeah.
right? So it's natural, it's not even forced. I always been like that for 57 years, right? So for me it's just like it's just normal to do that. But yeah, when we did the Metal Slaughter on that compilation, it really pushed it, like it kind of pushed our name forward. And then after that with like you know, trying to get Forgotten Skeleton out and then Full Treatment out, it just prepared us for the next step with that new renaissance. And I think we're on another compilation as well called Thrash Metal Attack, I think.
I got that too.
Yeah, I think we have another song called Torment or Death on that one. Or is it that one or Evil? No, I think it's Torment or Death. That's on that record. So yeah, it was great at the time, my friend.
Like you were saying, like you know how we were all like that. With you'd always get blank tapes, and you'd go to someone's house. You'd be like, "Oh, let me tape that one, put that one on." And that's how we did it back then. But now the access to the music is just so overwhelming. You put on YouTube and you watch one death metal video, and it tries to give you all these other suggestions, and before you know it, you just sat through 2 hours of death metal bands you never heard of, but they're all great. But it's just too much. It's like the scene is so flooded. There's a billion bands out there. So that's back in the day. It was really important to get out there that way. But also talking about the old school, I watched that Circus of Deception video too. Great professional video. But I really love the One for the Woods video. That video is awesome. Seeing all the pictures of you hanging out with you know, Celtic Frost, Destruction, and just the old pictures of you guys raging and the classic old shirts. What do you got to say about that video? That was a really fun video.
Well, I put it together myself. So like, you know, like when you, and I talked about it to Steve about that before, but like, you know, like when I grew up, I just wanted to play guitar and play music as loud and fast and heavy as I could. That was my only purpose. Fast forward later, then you realize that being in a band is like 5% rocking, 95% of bullshit, like driving, putting stuff on social media, taking pictures, doing videos, and like so there's two ways to go about it. Either you embrace it or you fight it and you don't go anywhere, right? So I had to teach myself on how to use like all those like Photoshop, like Adobe Creator, Video Maker, whatever it is. So I you know, I open my laptop and start like finding all like old like pictures of like myself, Gabe, Cactus Pete, and Doug, and then like try to do like you know, like even though it's a re-recorded version with the new band, we wanted to like capture the old spirit of that song, which is completely like an out of control. That was like rap in there, like there's like we were flying really high when we did this, like wrote this song, and you know, like I just wanted to make, I always try to make sure that people are aware that, you know, like aggression you know, like Gate's contribution and drumming abilities was key to what Aggression like popularity was back then. And same with Cactus Speed being a younger Kevin Sharp kind of you know, pre-Brutal Truth type of like stage presence. And Doug was like his own like his own already crossover before crossover existed, with his like Dead Kennedys and the Damn t-shirts and all that. So I just want people to remember that, and that's why I did that video. And in fact, on the new album, there's the last song on the album that's called Hyperspectral Winter Incursions. I wrote that song with Gate in Montreal above a well-known record store called Rock on Stock, where all of us were buying our metal records. Like I bought Ace of Spades there, and the guy who owned the store also owned Banzai Records, and then like he's the one who signed Aggression. But we used to practice above the store and live there, and we wrote that song, Gate and I, together. Like and we used to play it like nonstop. Like it's a 7-8 minute song, and we used to play it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row, just enjoying to play it. So I always were like dreadful to record it, because I wanted to capture the same similar essence and vibe of the song. And finally, like Ryan said, like, hey, I think we're ready, let's try it. And it turned out great. It sounds really it sounds very professional and very like playing it was cool, just like remembering me and Gate, you know, back in 1986, like above the store and working on these songs all through the night. So yeah, like so that's why like I always try to have people remember you know, like Gate and his contribution, and also just like always have a little like a little view of the past and where we all come from, and all like those 80s. It was completely magical time for most of us, just being involved with like discovering all those bands that are now like legendary, right?
Right.
We're starting to run out of time, I think, because I've got to head out to run the record store, talking to record stores. And it's always great to have you on the channel. I mean, you've got such great stories to talk about, even if we're not talking about your band, from being backyard neighbors with Frank Marino to being a relative of Formula One greats, Villeneuve's, correct?
Yeah.
I just saw the wedding, and I thought maybe you were at the wedding.
No, I haven't. Like, so Jacques, like Gilles Villeneuve's son, is my second cousin. I haven't seen that guy in like
okay,
since we were kids. I talk to his mom once in a while, like but like he you know, like completely two different worlds.
Of course. You
know?
never know. I said, who knows? Maybe you were at the wedding. I said, hey, I'm going to send this clip over to you. I think he got married in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Because they had that big Formula One race there over the weekend. So that must have been a scene.
Which is a family. I had a couple weddings in Vegas, so I guess it's a family.
Oh, you've been married in Vegas yourself?
No, who hasn't?
I haven't. Ralph was married in freaking Transylvania. So
yeah, true vampire.
Yeah, but like yeah, they you know, we grew up like always at the racetrack, watching Gilles. So you know, it was a big part of our family. And my dad, like you know, we were talking about memories with kids and things like that. Like, you know, some of my favorite memories is like going to Fenway Park or Yankee Stadium with my dad, who was from the Boston area. So it's nice to you know, like crazy life, like, you know, you're like you know, yesterday or 2 days ago, Frank Marino turned like 70,
I saw that.
and I was thinking like, you know, that guy, that kid was in my backyard, like, you know, shirtless with his SG, like just soloing through the night while my dad was telling him to shut the fuck up, right? Like, but
what great memories.
this is what it is, man.
So this album is available on vinyl and CD, correct?
Vinyl and CD coming out December 1st on Massacre Records. We're gonna be selling some as well from our website, aggressionofficial.com. And yeah, like after that, like really looking forward to come visit you guys. Like either just me as a friend coming to like,
well, yeah, for sure.
chaos in your backyards, or bring the band and play at our Quintins.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll build when you're ready. We'll build a show for you. Get some
We
great
want to play
bands
with
on it.
Mechanical Menace anyway, so we gotta make it happen.
I have to find some people that actually want to play music. I don't
Yeah,
know what it
they're in
is.
he's in hiatus at the moment, unfortunately, right?
Well, I
Oh.
mean, I would say hiatus. I'm still doing a lot of stuff, but you
Yeah.
know, it's all solo at this point.
So you're a one-man band.
I am. I'll puke if I have to. I'll get on stage with a drum machine and play solo.
And is there different variants in the vinyl? Are you going to make a fancy edition with polka dots or purple, black, and you know, everybody will have like one version of black, and then they'll do a limited one they sell through the website. So, you know, people are into that, so into
The
collecting.
one that they sent us are straight up black, with a really cool like middle.
Yeah.
But I've seen like a white version on a picture somewhere, and I was like, it's like so cool, like Frozen Aggressors, white
Sure.
out. Like,
Yeah.
so I'll check with the label, but I don't know how that person was able to get that like with a white vinyl. But I've seen that, so never know.
I wish I could
White
stay in.
vinyl will be like limited, created, you know, for collectors only. I don't know.
I wish I could stay and chat longer, but I really have to go to work in about 10 minutes. So
Important, man.
wrap it up. Ralph, and for Steve and for Denny, I hope you go out and buy this record, support the band. What is the website? Tell us real quick.
Well, aggressionofficial.com
Okay.
is our website, and then of course it's available through all the possible music platform everywhere.
That means I better go and order it today. I'm going to order it through my One Stop, and I will have it in Rock Fantasy then, or the release
It's
date.
everywhere. Yeah, like Nuclear Blast, like even like store has it, like anywhere.
Good. All right, cool. And hopefully we'll hang out here maybe in a Wednesday in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk about some music again and get the Rock Fantasy Files started up a little bit in these winter months when maybe things aren't quite as crazy. So
we'll be there.
Take a moment to subscribe to the channel, do all that stuff, comment on Aggression if you like them, and see if you want us to do more interviews and talk music again on the channel. I've been doing a lot. Ralph's got his show and tell, which he's very famous on Pardo's show, if you guys watch. Where he finds all this stuff, and where does he get it all? Where does he keep it all? He is our local metal historian. We were out to dinner at Quinn's the other afternoon, and we were talking about who played this, who played that. I said if Ralph was here, he would know immediately. All right, guys.
Like to have him around for sure.
We'll see you next time on the Rock Fantasy Files, and have a great Thanksgiving holiday here in the States and all that stuff. See ya.
You guys.
See you later, fellas.